Sue Wellman has something she'd like to say about her mom.
This is my tribute to my mom, Edna Stacy. I am the oldest of her 4 children, and I think we would all agree that there are 2 lessons that Mom taught us that we think of almost daily. Mom taught us a good work ethic. From the time she was a small child, she scrubbed stairs, plucked chickens, did yard work at her folks' poultry farm. Later, when her folks turned the poultry farm into a nursing home, she worked at the nursing home doing various jobs, washing floors and feeding patients. After high school, she married and later earned her nursing degree. And we lived across the street from the nursing home, so whenever somebody called in sick and was not able to go to work, Mom was always expected to be there. When she decided she wanted to stay home and take care of her children in the house, the back bedroom in our home was always filled with a terminally ill patient. She was always taking care of someone. So Mom taught us a good work ethic, and the second thing she taught us was to do for others. Mom was always giving of her time, of her food, of our housing, and of her love. I remember her saying, if someone stops by at mealtime, you can always find something to serve them. We had some very interesting soups and casseroles at our house as a result. Another of Mom's comments was, we may not have much, but there is no excuse for not being clean. My brothers had patches on their pants. We had a car that did not go in reverse. We had creative Christmas gifts, homemade dresses, but we always knew we were loved. Mom always did her very best for each of us and for anyone God brought into her life. She loved people, and she thoroughly enjoyed the times that the Tabernacle folks came up to the lake house in Meredith. She always had time and a listening ear for each of her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren, and they loved to visit her. I have been amazed and humbled by the degree to which they have missed her. As I think back, I recall the years when Mom brought my sister, my brothers, and myself to church alone. We would sit there in these hard wooden pews that had spindles in the back, and much to her irritation, we would spin those spindles, and they would squeak and make quite a racket. But going to church was important to her. She faithfully brought us and endured the frustration. Consequently, she instituted the church's first nursery, probably to get some relief. I rejoice over those moments because my first religious training started there at Carlisle Congregational Church, and I am really grateful. This training was especially important to Mom because at the age of 29, she was diagnosed with cancer and underwent radical surgery. She wanted to be sure that if something happened to her children, we would be taken care of. She was always worried whenever she got a bump or a sore that the cancer was returning. But by the grace of God, it never did. She was a proud and very blessed 59-year cancer survivor. I believe God kept Mom alive for my dad, who was very needy, for the 4 of us, for our children, and for her great-grandchildren, and for all the people whose lives she would touch. Her pastor in Carlisle said he has performed funerals for many older and former members and hasn't always been confident of their eternal destination. But that was not the case with my mom. From the discussions they had, heartfelt conversations they shared, the life she lived, and the great love she had for her Lord, and the verses that she would finish quoting before the pastor did, he said he knew she had graduated. She left this world saying she was so happy, and that was because all 4 of her children were there with her, and she knew where she was going. So on June 14th last year, my mom went home. This word has taken on a whole new meaning for me. It will never be just a simple 4-letter word again. Home is where Gordon and I have raised our children, have shared our lives with those we love, celebrated all of life's beautiful and sometimes disappointing moments. It's been the place where generations of us have loved and laughed, cried and rejoiced, and we are so grateful. We have begun a new chapter without Mom's presence, but never without her influence, her laugh, her smiles, her loving touch in each of our lives. We miss her so much, and we'll love her forever. I'd like to think that the love she left us is doing its part in making our personal world and the world around us a better place. Mom's last words to us were, "Don't cry, love each other, and go to church every Sunday."
Amen.
Just thinking about her makes me smile.
Amen. Thank you, Sue, for that. That was very, very touching. All right, Jonathan Small would like to say something about his mom. He's right up here, Ron.
I want to say that I wouldn't be here without my mom.
That's a very true
She
point.
gave me birth, so I wouldn't be here.
Anything else, John?
That she gave me, like, everything.
Okay. Somebody else. A testimony about your mom, perhaps. All right, Caden in the very back.
I want to thank my mom for everything she's done for me. She's a non-stopping machine. I love her so much. I wish she was here.
Amen, Caden. Thank you. Someone else. Testimony? All right, yes, Wanda.
I wrote a list of words that describe my mom, and I had to cut the list down because of time. And each word has an example, which I won't give because of time. But these are just some things that... Can't even start. Loving, beautiful, wise, thoughtful, sweet, patient, nurturing, selfless, forgiving, virtuous, respectful. I have wise again here. Helpful, kind, honest, loyal, gentle, compassionate, fun, cheerful, encouraging, should have had you read it. Understanding, generous, faithful, supportive, feisty, devoted, comforting. They weren't in any particular order, but the last one is godly. And I know everyone knows about Proverbs 31 describing a virtuous woman, but specifically Proverbs 31 verse 30. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who feareth the Lord, she shall be praised.
Amen.
I thank God for my mom.
Thank you, Wanda. Someone else with a testimony, perhaps, about their mom. Well, hopefully you write it down and... Okay, all right, so who has it? And then Brother Tim as well. Go ahead, whoever has it. Okay, yeah, oh, go ahead, Max. Yes.
I just like my mom because I give her hugs because I just like her because I love her
Yeah, wow.
and she likes me.
She likes you too. That's good. It's always nice. Thank you, Max. All right, Brother Tim, go ahead.
I praise God for my mother. Some of my earliest childhood memories are of her sitting on her bed, reading her Bible. She had a Bible that was about that thick. I don't remember if it was, I don't know if it had it's about the size of the ones that had every other page is blank. But I can remember her sitting there reading that. And often, every morning that I noticed. And you read about Mary that she kept things in her heart. Well, I didn't know how much my mother did that till after she died. Looking through her things, I remembered the event of my salvation, but I didn't remember the day. Well, in her Bible, she had written down April, I think it was 20-something, 1967, and she had a date for each of her children when they got saved, and that was something that she treasured in her heart.
Wonderful. Someone else. Okay. All right, Ethan Christ, right here. Okay.
I like my mom because she's there for me and she loves me and she's always there for me.
Okay, good. Thank you, Ethan. Take some courage to say that in church. On Wednesday night, I asked if Mrs. Hicks would hand out a little thing that I made up for all the kids. It says, I love my mom because. I wasn't sure if any of the kids would actually give some of the testimonies. And so Andrew and I, when we greet you or say goodbye to you as you're leaving after the service, we'd like to hand these back out to you. But I just want to read to you. I put them kind of in a collected page here. I love my mom because this is what Max Gentile said. She likes me. That's what he wrote here, or someone wrote for him. Tyler said, everything about her is awesome. She's funny, happy, silly, and so kind. That's why I really, 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 really love my mom. I transcribed this word for word. Macy said, I love my mom because she makes me dinner. That's a good reason. Caden said she has worked harder than any mother I know. Noah and Caleb said they love their mom because she goes to fun places with them. Joshua says he loves his mom because she is nice and she loves me. I love my mom. She is pretty. I cry when she is not home. Connor said she does kind things for me. She is totally patient most of the time. That's what he said. She provides for me and lets me drink coffee. Emily Moses said about her mom, I won't give you everything that she said, but I'll just put most. She is my teacher. She gives me hugs. She cooks for me because she is the only one who can. And then something else about being squishy. I didn't want to. And then Erica said she loves me and enjoys spending time with me. For my boys, for Andrea, I love my mom because this is what Mike and Andrew wrote down or said to Mrs. Hicks. She hugs and kisses me. Johnny said she gave birth to me. She's a good cook and helps me when I'm hurt. And Caleb Small said, even in the worst moments, she still loves me, and she has done so much for me. And so you know what? Tell your mom how you really feel about them. Tell them how much you love them.